All right, so we're out at the woods, and I would say this is a new purchase, but I have yet to pay for it. So, long story short, I was talking with a gentleman that deals with these Uniforest logging winches, and set up a time today to come pick it up. And apparently, between texting him back and forth, there was another gentleman he was working with, and he thought I had canceled, and that was the other gentleman. So he wasn't ready to take payment today. He actually wasn't there. He had someone just load me up, and he said, I'll send you an invoice for it. So I'm not 100% sure what I paid for this or what I'm gonna pay for it. I got a ballpark. I think it's right around $4,000 or so. But we'll find out once I get the invoice, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. The reason I went with this is he was the only local dealer, and local I mean within driving distance from our woods, probably about 10 minutes or so. And I asked him, when you get one in stock, let me know, because he said it's been months he's been out of stock. He didn't have anything in his warehouse. And I said, well, let me know when you get one, because I want to look at it and just see. So I came out here on a Sunday, I don't know, probably a month ago, and kind of looked it over, and I took some measurements just on the 3-point arms in here, just to make sure that my tractor would be wide enough, and make sure there's no clearance issues. And came out here then to the woods after we talked with him and measured it up, and I said, everything looks good. So still have to cut the PTO. That's got to be cut down so you got the correct length. We won't do that today. I'll probably just get it marked. I don't have any tools to cut it. I'll take the PTO with me. But yeah, it looks like it should be pretty good. I think it weighs around 500 pounds, so it's pretty beefy. It'd be nice to just leave this on the back of the machine. It's a nice ballast, and you got a nice pulling winch. The guy that loaded us said these things are really nice. He said not only for logging, he's like, if there's somebody stuck in a ditch or something, he's like, you can just put the cable on. He said you'll just winch them right out. You'll be surprised how much pulling force this has. I believe the 35M series is like 7,700 pounds of pulling force. So I don't know too much about it. I didn't really look it over that well. I didn't look through the book or anything. Like I said, I just got it here, so I got to do some mowing and stuff. So we'll get this moved out of the way. I'll do some cutting, and we'll come back to it here. So it actually hooks up pretty nice. Don't have to fight with it too much, and there's some couple different mountings. I'm not going to go through like all the specs and everything because I don't know it off the top of my head, but I believe it's set up for a category 1 or a 2. But without looking at an actual spec sheet, I'd just be guessing. I'm trying to figure out what the story on this pin is here. This is like something I've never seen. All of these skidding winches, from what I was told, are built overseas. So I guess there isn't anything that is built in the United States. There's one manufacturer, I think it's Wallenstein. They are built in Canada, but here again, there wasn't a dealer that was close, and I really didn't want to have to pay a bunch of freight to have it shipped either. So is the story on this. This is a unique fastener here. A unique pin. It looks like it should just pull right off, shouldn't it? There you go. So that's the stand for when you have it off. You drop it, and then when it's off the 3-point arms, it'll stand by itself. The larger unit, I think I looked at a 45 is what he had there as well. Is that on there now? I got that in the wrong one. Huh. I don't know what the story on this pin is. That pin is going to fall out for sure. Well, we'll have to figure that out. But the larger unit, the 45, that one actually has a leg on each side when you drop it. So we'll take a real brief look at this. All right, so on the back side, you got a spot here. I believe this is for like a pick or a, what is it called, a pick-a-roon or pick-a-roon or whatever. From there, a PV or a cant hook, can opener, whatever you want to call it, put in there. This is for like a hitch for the back of the unit. So instead of using like that's like a trailer hitch, like a farm wagon, so you get your pin in the middle here, so you put your hitch in there. They probably could have just welded on normal, you know, like a trailer receiver hitch, and then you put whatever you want. But it's, like I said, I believe this is made in some European country as far as I know. I know all of the measurements are in like this 10kN, whatever that means. So anyway, overall it looks pretty good. You got the top part here. I still haven't unzip tie that. The screen here, this actually will fold down. Top winch, your bottom or your top pulley, bottom pulley, this is magnetic, so there's a magnet on the back side here, and that clips to this bottom piece here to keep it out of the way, which is nice. Not too much stuff to grease on it, so that's good too. Oh, there's a place for a chainsaw back in here. I got a place for the chainsaw on the tractor, so I'll probably use that. It's not a bad idea they have the stuff back here. It's just if you get too close to the tractor, you might hook something. So I don't have any choker chains, so I have to get those. But they got spots to hook in here. You got spots on the side to kind of keep them, and then pockets to keep the chains and stuff out of the way, and you can hook them up here so you can pull them out individually really quick. So, but like I said, I'm not going to do a whole review or anything like that on this because I just got it. What I want to do is get that PTO put on, see if we can get that marked so we can get it cut down to the right length so we can start using this. So, and then you got your two lines here. I believe the red line, I believe, is the brake. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'd have to look it up. And then the black line would engage the clutch. Alright, so I just got done measuring the drive shaft, and there's a video from Hudson that shows you how to do it. So basically where the collar is on the PTO, you back off the 2 inches when you have it plugged in on each side, and that's where you mark the 2 inches on the opposite shaft on both ends. And the way the guy did it, he had it on the ground flat, and somebody did make a comment that like, oh, when you lift it up though, it's actually going to get closer. And he said that when it's down on the ground, it's the closest it's going to be to the tractor. And I'm like, well, I know on this one that's not the case. So I lifted it up and checked it, and it definitely was shorter. But I'm not sure. I might have to adjust probably this top link. I think the top link is set in too far. I think it needs to be set out a little bit further. Just the way this thing looks, it looks like it could maybe be tilted back some. And that would hopefully give us, so when it lifts up, the whole thing isn't coming back. You want to lift it to kind of come up straight, keep that same angle with the PTO. Otherwise, it looks like I can't even lift it up all the way. It looks like the PTO is going to bind between the U-joints or whatever. So, and that's what I was kind of worried about. That was the only little thing with this where I'm like, really don't want to have to mess with cutting a PTO. And the guy's like, yeah, I don't cut them. He's like, there's nothing to it. And I'm like, right, depending on the type of implement or tractor that you have, it'll probably be different. Okay, so that does come up. That's what I thought. So this cover there for your PTO comes up. I might just pull that cover off That'll give us a little bit more clearance too. This is a tight squeeze, and you got a pretty good angle because where the PTO comes out here, you're actually going over there, so it's off to an angle because you got your clutch and your drum in there or whatever. So I can see the cable in there. So, and this is 3/8 cable. I probably didn't mention that, but like I said, I'm not really going through the whole thing. I'm just trying to get it set up. So we're gonna park it away into the shipping container here because we're just about done, and hopefully we can get the four-wheeler to fit. We got quite a bit more here, but we're gonna back it in and see what we get. All right, so we got it to fit. We had to take the bucket off the forks, just slide it off and move it to the side. So on that broken push mower that I've had out here for way too long, I'm taking that home and finally gonna scrap that. There's no reason to have junk out here that doesn't work. So it fits, so that's good. And that's hooked on to the tractor. So I have it tight against the wall back there. So that's good. And I got all the mowing done as well here. So we'll take a quick look at that before we call it here. All right, so I got it all mowed. Did that first before I messed around with that PTO, and I just have found this goes on the back of the tractor. That was on the back of the brush hog. Forgot about it. So some of it's kind of uneven here because the town came through and cut some. They were cutting at a different height, so I must have missed this a little bit, but it was all as tall as what's around that post there. I didn't bring the string trimmer along, so I should do that. I keep forgetting. And do around that post there. But it turned out pretty nice again. Like that, I don't know, I just like the way it cuts, and you don't really have to worry about anything that's laying. Any small brush and everything, either you get off and pick it up or just grind it up. It's either way, it seems like it's fine. So, but like I said, just real quick, we'll get back to that once I got the PTO cut down, figured out. I know you gotta unspool the cable and you gotta put some tension on it first too, just to check it out. And I got the owner's manual along too, so I can read through that a little bit. So otherwise, really nice day. No more storms. I failed to mention we've been out of power now. It's over 40 hours. So they keep giving us updates, and it keeps not coming back on. And I know at work our guys have been super busy. They finished our service area, and then they got sent to a different service area because there was, I don't know, 20,000 people yet, or customers without power. So, but other than that, nice day out here. No power issues at all. So that'll be it for now.